Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. Some of the questions I had last time we visited have been addressed, if not answered, by episode 3 of Starfleet Academy. In this episode called Vitus Reflux, we find the War College students, oddly housed on the same campus as the Academy, are more than extras in the background, it seems. While we don't get any names for them, they're just kind of the interchangeable, I don't know what you would call them, jerks. They're more than extras in the background, at least. While we don't get any names, they are there to be the equivalent of a nearby university sports team rivalry, the people that would go and try to mess up your bonfire before you set fire to it, or pull pranks like stealing your mascots and things such as this. They're there for that rivalry there. So while the episode highlights the cadets forming a team to play a war game simulation where people who are shot are transported to a box out of the game, I suspect we'll see more of this rivalry as time goes on. I say that because we have a development of Chancellor Kelrick of the War College. It turns out he's a rather tightly wound individual who goes so far as to try to get Aki to stir her tea properly from 12 to 6. She is definitely a 6 to 12 type of person. His office had a retinal scan lock on it, and everything was just so set inside. He couldn't be more of an opposite to Aki if he tried. Aki's door always seems to be open. She sprawls on her furniture, kind of cat-like. I believe the pranks and the secret Calica game were more directed by the two chancellors, using their students kind of as chess pieces, one side representing the militarist side of Starfleet and the other the exploration and diplomatic side. We see Aki feeding clues to her students, and I expect Kelrick was doing just the same. The real rivalry, I think, was between Aki and Kelrick, mostly on whose teaching methods should be the ones that are prevalent in Starfleet. Otherwise, why would Aki have not shared her plan with Thuck? It makes an interesting episode. As it turns out, our cadets have a reason to work together, as evidenced by Darum and Genesis, who are the main characters of this episode. They're both overachievers. They both have parental issues of approval. They're heavily competing with each other until they realize at the end that they're both better when they're cooperating with each other. That's very Starfleet, isn't it? We also discover that Sam's holographic properties are useful in this game in that she can avoid the transporter phasers. They can go just right through her. Kind of like it does with the holographic doctor when somebody tried to hit him while he was trying to vaccinate them. And similar to Odo in Deep Space Nine, who could often just make a hole where they were about to shoot him. Anyway, that made her a valued member of the team. Caleb in this episode is almost in the background. He's got a high skill at playing the game, because of course he does, but you could almost expect that's a case because he has been fending for himself all this time, and he's probably done something like this game, but in real life with real ammunition. Anyway, his conversation with Tarima, who went over to the War College, as you'll recall, seems when she's stimulated, her little neck sensor glows red. That would be rather handy in real life, at least in college, if you could read mutual attraction as well as this. While we're talking about relationships, we find that Jet Reno and Nara Thok are an item. I like the matchup. I think that they make a good couple in the fact that one is so uptight and the other one is so laid back, almost kind of like Aki and Kelrick. Anyway, except for the fact that it irritated Kelrick, I don't understand why Aki has to slouch everywhere. It may be just to point out that she's an alien because she looks very human, but unless they just keep telling you that she's over 400 years old, which they do here as well, it just doesn't seem to really point out so much that she's not human, but that she just doesn't take her job seriously. Anyway, I think the large cast, though, can actually work as an ensemble, especially if they do this team approach to the various episodes coming up, as they did in this one, while also exploring what Starfleet is about. And that's something that's never really been directly addressed by all the other series as to whether Starfleet is a military organization or a diplomatic and exploration organization. So this may actually answer that question, at least put a certain kind of spotlight on it, that they may analyze it a little better. That's a good thing that may come from this series. So I ask you, if you like what we're doing here, to please like and subscribe, and we will be back on Tuesday with another episode of Farscape. We'll be back with Talking Movies with Professor O, and I will be talking about Dr. Strangelove. That'll be on Thursday, and then next week we will have episode 4 of Starfleet Academy. So until then, thank you for watching, and don't go far.